Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of May 6, 2019. Every week we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. I'm Catherine Aleko, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
This week, we're complaining about some parenting failures and obsessing about screen time, plus taking a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. But today, we're talking about who changes whom, us or our kids. This is something I just came across it was in a letter to the editor of the New York Times, and it was from a woman who described herself as an early childhood consultant. And I just thought this was interesting. She said it was her belief that children often have more of an impact on changing their parents than parents may have on molding their children.
Okay.
So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's happened? It's hard to say, like, would I be a different person if I didn't have my kids? Because I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I can't go back and erase the last 17 years and try to determine what would be different.
And that's true both ways, too, is because you can't go back and have your kid have a different parent and see, if only you could, have a time machine where you could go back and try a whole different method of parenting and see if it made a difference. That would be either wonderful or horrifying. I'm not sure which.
Right.
But, I think that both are true. I don't know that I would say more. I would say that definitely my kids have changed me. Absolutely. But I think I've had a pretty big impact on their lives as well, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Depending on the day, I'm not so sure. But I got a whole second career out of my kids. I would never have been writing about parenting special needs.
Yeah.
Would I have? And so I can't imagine where my life would be. But at the
look at all those books you wrote.
Yeah. I always wanted to write a book. Didn't think it'd be about that, but that that experience, definitely pushed my life and my career off into a different direction for good. I think. I built up a lot of advocacy skills because of my kids, which I never would have imagined. I think of how soft and pliable and accepting I was when my kids first started in school, and what a hard ass I was when they left. So that was maybe not them changing me, but the circumstances they found themselves in changing me. I think it's not necessarily something that we need a learned professional to point out to us, that parenting changes you and that parents change kids. I feel like it's both true, don't you? Do you feel like that your kids have had more of an effect on you than you have had on them, or changed you more than you've changed them? Why does it have to be a contest?
Right. It doesn't.
The kids are going, we haven't changed Mom enough. She's winning.
Get busy. Yeah, I don't know. It's, you certainly, I can think of certain people who I feel like were very different before and after kids. Not necessarily myself, because I don't know if I have the self-awareness to decide that. But I'm just thinking of one person in particular who was just uptight. Just very sort of type A and kind of controlling, and then had twin boys and became just so much more relaxed and easier to deal with. I don't know.
Well, that's a great change.
It's not Kelly. If
I would love to have
my
that
friend
change.
Steve is listening to this, it's not his wife. Because they also have twin boys.
Those listening, we're not talking about you. Just theoretically. Yeah. Well, I think that definitely is something that happens a lot of the time, is that you go into parenting with a certain amount of preconceptions or ways of doing things, and then you find out that, that doesn't work. And you either adapt a whole nother set of behaviors, or you say, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Which has been my mode of going with things.
Yeah,
a lot.
I think it's certainly...
This is not worth fighting about.
It certainly changes your... I think in most people it makes you more flexible and patient.
Yes. Oh, it has to.
Because if it doesn't, then you're really going to be unhappy.
More flexible and patient with children, less flexible and patient with adults who do not agree with you. I think has been pretty much the way it's gone with me. They get all the benefit of my changes, and everybody else better back off. But it is that is something that I guess they don't really tell you about, is how much you're going to change. You just assume you're going to keep, your life is going to keep being exactly the same, and you're just going to insert children, and oh no. No.
Well,
that is not true.
And not even that, like, you might get that your life is going to change, but are you going to change, like, as a person?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's even more, like, unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I've changed significantly, not only personally, but in my career as well, because I was certainly a different teacher before I had kids.
Yeah.
And then once I had my children, I realized, there are reasons why kids aren't getting their homework done, and it's not because they're lazy.
Insight.
People have busy lives. I remember this one, maybe I told this story before, but I was teaching, and my son was 4, I think, so it was a busy time because I was teaching full time and dropping him off at daycare at 7 a.m., commuting for an hour. I was at school for 8 to 9 hours, coming back home for took me about an hour and a half to get back home, pick him up, try and spend some time with him, put him to bed, and the same thing over again, right? Mm-hmm. So I was lamenting one day to a colleague. I should have known better because she didn't have kids. But I was lamenting to a colleague about the state of my life and the lack of time I had, and she just said, well, you would just have so much more energy if you could get to the gym in the morning and work out.
Gosh.
And I just wanted to thump her right there.
Yeah.
I literally looked at her, my jaw dropped, and I walked away. From then on, she was on my do not talk list.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so upset. I was like, are you kidding me? And so, yeah, I mean, I don't think I said anything that dumb before I had kids, but it definitely made me, like, yeah, as a teacher and then as a person, I really changed. And my kids changed me. They forced me to change because I had some pretty set ideas of how I was going to do things and how things were going to turn out, and that's not necessarily the case. I thought my daughter would like pink and dolls, and instead she loves computers and calculus, and so yeah. But it's fun. It's fun, kind of uncovering who they are and then how you react to it.
And it's good to change, I think. It's not a bad thing. It's not a tragedy. It's the way you should go through life, looking for things that are going to challenge your assumptions and broaden your horizons and make you hopefully change into a better human, or at least a more tolerant one. That seems to happen for some people with parenting, not for all people with parenting. I think we all met parents who did not become more tolerant. And I don't know, there may be people who feel that about me. But, if you said your travel changed you, or your career changed you, or, a friend, other things in your life changed you, people will go, isn't that great? You've become a different person from this. That's wonderful. But if you say your kids changed you, it's like, what a tragedy.
Yeah.
But why not? It's as much of an adventure as anything else you're going to do in your life.
Well, and you often hear, well, they shouldn't have. You should have just, stuck to your, ways, and they should have adjusted to you. And,
yeah, that'll work.
No.
Coming up with more on that on Wednesday.
Yes, right. On Wednesday we have that, we tried. But we hope we also have the same positive effect on our children, that we've changed them for the better than they would have been. Gosh, you ever think what your kids would be like if they had different parents? That's not a good road to go down. let's just assume that everything you have done has created
That's right.
a better, stronger child. We're just going to leave it there and say that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2 and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.